Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining my report out of the hero's journey. Just finished the training with George over the past several weeks, and a little bit about my background. I work for a company called Dart Container. If you have heard of the famous red Solo Cup, Dart Container owns Solo, and we do packaging and containerization. And I'm the engineering capital programs director. So any of the new launches and new projects, my team manages. So welcome and thank you for joining. All right, so we're going to get started. So this is my ordinary world. I am in chaos, not visible chaos, but functional chaos. The chaos that lacks structure. I drive 180 miles a day for work. I have four kids, a wife, long days. We'll have soccer, volleyball, basketball, dinners. My typical day, I go to work, I do work, I go home, I scarf down food. If it's not fast food, I have a little bit of time, but I'm busy all the time, yet disconnected from myself. I have flashbacks when I was an Iron Man, ripped. I had structure, I had clarity, but now that structure has gone. It's quietly slipped out, and I'm in the reacting mode instead of leading. I'm moving, but not intentionally. This is my ordinary world. The call to adventure. Time is not guaranteed. I am not invincible. I get a call, and the call comes very suddenly. A close friend, my best friend, has a heart attack. He has a 99% blockage. He's a guy who's my age, who's athletic, who's strong. He survives, but this was a huge wake-up call, not a subtle one. It hits me very, very hard. All the what ifs start flooding in my mind. Every little pain in my chest becomes an issue. It's like the little angel on my shoulder is whispering to me, it's time. My mind starts recalling my health, being there for my kids when they grow up. I have so much to give my family. I know I need to be there for them. I start to take inventory of my life. I realize that time is not guaranteed. I know if I'm not moving forward, I'm moving backwards. Health is not something that I can assume. It's a gift. And waiting is something that is costed me, and it's time, something that I can't replace. So I make a career change so I don't have to be on the road 3 hours a day. I get back to being there for my family. I need to do something big to drive me forward, a big goal to flip the switch. Urgency alone doesn't sustain the action. My friend's heart attack is not going to push me along. I know that systems create the action. So I do what anyone with time on their hands would do, and I sign up for a 100-mile race. I need a big goal, something that can drive that sense of urgency, something that's going to pull on structure, and something that really feeds my identity. This call isn't just about the race, but it's about a symbol, which is the Huron 100, which is a trail race, 100-mile trail race, point to point. And really the symbol is a call to reclaim structure, discipline, direction before it's too late. This is my call to adventure. So my refusal of the call. I've tried this before. I've done 100-mile races before. I've done ultra marathon, road races and trail races. I know I can do this. I start planning towards my goal for my race. If I'm going to finish, I know I need organization. I know that resistance is going to show up. I know that the day after I wake up, it's going to be buyer's remorse. And that's what sets in. And immediately I hear that voice, that little devil on the shoulder saying, I don't have the time. I've tried this before. This won't last. The voices are familiar. The commitment just is not fully there. I've done the same routines like in the past, and those comforts are calling my name to fall into all the old planning phases. The dullness does not excite me. I don't feel challenged. You think a big race would challenge someone, but it's too predictable. It's not stimulating enough. My brain is on autopilot. Am I moving forward? The work travel and family commitments, they're still exhaustion. Those are all reasons to stay where I'm at. The chaos is very familiar. Change feels risky. This is the refusal. Meeting the mentor. I met George a few months ago. He's a continuous improvement connoisseur. I love the process of getting better. I love continuous improvement. I love standards. I meet George. He doesn't promise me motivation. He offers a system that elite athletes such as Shohei Ohtani uses. And I figure if that can help Shohei, it can help me. It's called the Harada Method, and it contains the OW64, the daily diaries, routines, and this is a deliberate system. Immediately that appeals to my identity. I love the structure. There's no hype, no shortcuts. George starts to challenge my status quo, which is stop trusting your feelings, trust the system, this is Kaizen applied to the self. Focusing on the journey and enjoy that. I'm a little nervous, but I stay. I like seeing immediate results, but this is trusting, my faith. And this is meeting the mentor. Crossing the threshold. So I commit. I love systems. I'm going all in. I know it's going to help all areas of my life, my health, work, family, finances. I know this is something that's going to pull it all together. The structure, it gives me confidence in moving forward. Not that when I'm ready, but when, not when systems or conditions improve, but that if I do this on a day-to-day, I know that I'll help define who I am. I start to define my purpose. I start to align my goals, my milestones. I actually go through and use AI to really help me on all my inputs for my OW64. And I start to pick that for the race. I start to build those routines and taking a full system approach. I stop negotiating with emotions and start acting with faith and having intentional behaviors. This is crossing the threshold. The tests arrive immediately. Starting a new job is very, very demanding. Getting used to how things are done. There's new people, there's new systems, there's new industries. Life is very full. I love it. My kids are into every sport possible. There's a sense of excitement, yet there's fatigue, and it shows up daily. But the real enemy reveals itself very quickly, especially after the novelty fades, and that is self-sabotage. I get up early, per my plan. I sit there and I delay the workout. I wait. I read the morning news. I go on social media, and it's all pretending that I'm just waking up. Time is winding down, and I start just late enough to not complete my full plan. And immediately on my shoulder, the devil whispers, "You didn't do your full workout. You might as well start tomorrow and go full out. Go 0 to hero." And that's where the cycle starts. If I didn't get a good workout in, I might as well start tomorrow. Might as well start to go all out. And I decided to have a nice free day of binging on 2 liters of Mountain Dew, pizza, ice cream, and of course, it all feels amazing, right? Freedom. The real antagonist isn't work, it's time, it's family, it's identity drift, it's self-sabotage. But there's allies. I have my family, I have my friend Salim, who had his heart attack, I have my team at work, and then I have George, as well as I have this disciplined version of myself that I used to have that I know exist. And that there's another version of me that is the one who delays just long enough for the excuses to win. And these are my tests, my allies, and my enemies. Preparation. The approach to the innermost cave. The approach is the preparation. The Harada Method focuses you on your past wins and failures and forces you to write down countermeasures. It's its way of structure versus chaos, identity versus emotion, and process versus all or nothing mentality. So my past failures of not planning, fail to plan, plan to fail comes to mind, along with self-sabotage are things that I need to counter. Those are all things for planning my week, my routine, being able to speak to myself before the doubt arrives. I allow myself now time to wake up, but I'm going to limit social media use after work. To beat the boredom, I create a game from my OW64. It's called the Dice Game, which I pick a workout from the OW64, and whatever I roll is what I do. So novelty is created, and my mind is focused, and the reward instantly takes hold. Self-talk becomes my armor of this is who I am, this is what I do, and preparation replaces hope. This is the approach. The ordeal. The ordeal is not dramatic. It's just like compound interest that doesn't take hold for some time. It's a very subtle, very slight, whisper. I wake up early to train. I delay. I move slowly. I run out of time. I break promise to myself, and that triggers this all or nothing mindset. If I can't do something perfectly, then why do it at all? And that cycle of self-sabotage, delay, collapse is something that has controlled me for years. Flashbacks of trying to have the perfect basketball shot and training to that, or the perfect golf swing and trying to follow that exact routine to a T. I'll get results. But if I break once, I start all over again. The commute into work, that's not the villain. The absolute absence of structure is. I crave structure because structure equals identity. So I know if I go all in and fail, it threatens the disciplined identity that I value, and the delay becomes the protection. This is the ordeal. Death. Death, all or nothing, must die. This is my lowest point. I see the truth clearly. Failure is not the problem. The fear of imperfection is. It's not, being elite. It's feeling invalid. My brain equates the precision equals control, which also equals safety. The problem isn't, is my inability to reset. The all or nothing mindset waits for imperfection and then shuts down everything once it happens. If I break a routine, my brain says we lost control. We must reset everything. This is why binge behavior follows the delay, because it's not weakness, it's a reset attempt. That mindset must die, and it must happen now. This is the death. The rebirth is simple and profound. I stop trusting the feelings. I trust the system. I accept imperfect execution. I reset immediately, and then I keep moving forward. Failure becomes the feedback, not the verdict. I learned to enjoy the journey and not obsess over the destination. I focus on progress over perfection. The 1% each day, not massive change. Daily PDCA by following my routines and following my daily diary. Those are the 1% better each day, not the massive swings. This is the rebirth. The reward, uh, order returns. The Harada Method restores order. Can I build discipline without needing chaos? That's the next evolution from reactive discipline after the scare from my buddy to chosen discipline because that's who I am. Momentum builds routines that I've created and stabilized. Confidence in myself and the system grows, which allows me to show up better for my family, my work, and myself. No, not perfectly, but consistently. One step at a time, moving forward. This is the reward. The road back. Oop. Road back. I returned to the world it was something new. It's not a motivation, but a system. The Harada system gives clarity. The OW64 has helped me to align around things I need to do. The routines create that daily action, that daily discipline for myself. The daily diaries create the reflection, which allows me to mini Kaizen my life. I don't judge my days, I learn from them. This is the road back. The system doesn't prevent failure, it absorbs it. The resurrection. Progress over perfection. My identity changes. I am someone who strives and resets. I reflect instead of react. I accept a failure without abandoning myself or my goal or my system. I continue to move forward, getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. The system doesn't prevent failure. It helps absorb it, you learn from it, and you move forward. This is the resurrection. The return to Elixir. So what I bring back? I bring back progress over perfection, reflection over judgment, a system that works in chaos and absorbs it. The all or nothing mindset is gone, no longer runs my life. The journey doesn't end here, it begins today. And that is my return with the Elixir. And finally, my new status quo. The all or nothing man had to die so a systematic man could live. I say that again to myself. The all or nothing man had to die so a systematic man could live. I realized that the 100 miles isn't a test of my perfection. It's a test of my resilience, the ability to fail, to recalibrate, and to keep moving forward. A life lesson. Using the Harada method hasn't just given me a training plan, but has given me a way to reclaim my time for functional chaos that nearly swallowed me. No longer have to wait for the perfect conditions. I no longer have to wait for that hero moment. I just trust my daily diary, my routine, and every small win of Kaizen to carry me forward. As I stand on that starting line of the Huron 100, I know I'm not the same man reacting to life's demand. I'm the leader of my own discipline, and I'm back to being present for myself, my family, and I'm anchored in structure that can't be shaken by a bad workout, by a bad day. And I know that the race will end, but the system remains, and this is my new ordinary world.